I'm going to say some shocking things in this video. The world is radically changing, and I don't want you to fall into this trap. It's time to reassess and discover a better way forward when it comes to your spiritual path. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean. For over 30 years, I have worked together with Telstar, an interdimensional, interuniversal force of nature and evolution. Together, we have helped thousands of people navigate the events on this planet so they can stay on a natural path of human evolution. So, I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room. And that would be the multitude of failed stories and promises that have been passed around in the spiritual community for the past 5 years and even longer. I'm talking about things like the 5D New Earth, 3-Eye Atlas, White Hat Saviors, the Solar Flash, and sudden mass ascension events. I'm referring to the constantly moving goalposts and changing dates that are offered each and every time these promises fail to materialize. In my 2026 prediction video, I predicted that these spiritual story narratives would begin to collapse. I also predicted that many spiritual teachers would look for ways to reinvent themselves because their followers would lose trust due to the ongoing failures of these narratives. Well, lo and behold, this is already happening. The other day, I saw a video with 2 prominent spiritual influencers. What they had to say truly shocked me. They suddenly announced that the big 5D New Earth event is not going to happen. And you'll never guess why. Are you ready for this? They said it was all just a big fat misunderstanding. That's right. There was never going to be a New Earth event. We all just misunderstood. They said that this whole New Earth thing was just us remembering something from our future selves. And they were quite gleeful about this latest proclamation. And in case you hadn't noticed, the word remembering is the latest trendy, new spiritual buzzword. So how do you like that switcheroo? There was never going to be a New Earth after all. We just misunderstood. And that pronouncement was followed by what I like to call a whole lot of New Age word salad. Now, here's what I think is really going on. The first thing that these types of people are asking you to do is to disassociate from the reality that we all live in. See, you have to disassociate because there will never be any real evidence that what they are saying is true. Next, they present you with the shifting sands of their ever-changing stories. They use the word we a lot, so it appears that all of humanity is in on the latest spiritual trend. But here's the problem. Because their rhetoric is incoherent with reality, their words don't hold together in any meaningful way. So here's what they use for glue to hold those words together. They use their energy. They smile a lot and they surround their words. They project a certain frequency into their words that draws you in so that you believe them. That's how they do it. It's truly bizarre. Now, I know I'm calling this out a lot right now. I've been watching this for years, and you guys have heard me mention this in a very polite, very deferential way. But now I think it's gone too far, and I think it's become blatantly obvious that this is just a lot of fantasy. And that's the trap. Now, if you totally disagree with me, that is fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and their own experience. But think about this. Remember all of the hoopla around 3-Eye Atlas? 3-Eye Atlas was going to change the world. It was going to bring in unity consciousness light codes, unconditional love for everyone, and the new earth. Well, now it's gone, and everyone has mysteriously gone silent. And we're supposed to forget that they ever said any of that stuff. As usual, just like all the other stories we were told, none of it was real. It really was just a comet. Now, right after I saw the video with the two people saying, there's not going to be any new Earth, I saw another video of a very well-known channeler who was advising spiritual leaders that they're going to have to make some big changes. And then, right before I filmed this video, I saw yet another one pop up and disavow all of the stories when this very same person had been one of the tellers of these stories. This is getting very weird, but I'll tell you what, I think a lot of these guys are kind of starting to fall like dominoes because it has become so crystal clear that none of this stuff is real. Now, I want to invite you guys to ask yourself a question. Do you consider belief in these stories to be a viable spiritual path? See, the concerning thing is that millions of people believe these things, even though these stories never come to pass and show no signs of being connected to reality. These spiritual narratives and stories are like a drug for addicts. They create a false sense of security while disempowering people because of the disassociation that is necessary in order to believe them. Now, I am aware that what I'm saying will probably make some people mad. But someday, if you become tired and disillusioned with all of it, just remember what I said. So what is a viable spiritual path? Let's look at that in a very simple way. It starts with understanding where you are, who you are, and why you are here. The word spiritual means to be filled with light and filled with God. It means that love is the motivating force behind your very existence. Now, the word path denotes direction and movement. It means you're going somewhere. It refers to the direction you're walking in. So to summarize, you exist as an entity who is filled with the motivating force of light and God, and you are going somewhere. So where are you going? You are on a cosmic journey of evolution. You are on a journey to evolve out of duality. Why does this matter? It matters because you are a creator. And we all know that it is much more difficult to create and manifest when you are constantly battling with the opposing forces inherent in duality. We struggle with this every single day. And the truth is that we don't like it. We would much prefer to be free. But don't take my word for that. Your entire body signals to you every minute of the day about what is right and good and what is not. Duality does not support us as creators because it is filled with opposing obstacles. It holds an energy of entropy that undermines everything we do. And this is why we are on a journey to evolve out of it. We are on a journey to become whole so that we can restore our full power to create again. See, we are not meant to get sick. We are not meant to be sad. And we are certainly not meant to be dying all the time. And if you think that is an outrageous thing to say, then ask your heart. Ask your heart if it is on board with all of those things. See, duality is a mistake and a distortion that was never meant to happen. Duality is not a school, and it's not some absurd version of a learning experience. There is no winning in duality. There is only evolution out of it. So I want to show you two basic ways to set your evolution in motion in a meaningful way. It has a lot to do with what you emphasize in your experience. Number one, you want to emphasize what is right in your life. And number two, you want to de-emphasize what is wrong. Give more power to what you know to be true and take your energy out of what is not true. So how do you know what is right and what is wrong? Your body, your mind, and your emotions are telling you. Your heart is broadcasting the truth to you every single day. And this is all so simple that we completely overlook it. See, pain in any form means that something is wrong. Peace, health, and happiness mean that you're on the right track. So we want to heal the pain so that we can restore happiness, because happiness is our nature. So you want to create a situation where your body starts signaling to you more and more that you are on the right track. There are hundreds of small shifts that you can make in your life to shift the overall balance between pain and happiness. The goal is to decrease the pain signals and to increase the happiness signals. See, if you're not doing this, you're not evolving. Let me point out something really simple that you can observe to see exactly what I'm talking about when I describe duality as a mistake. When we are happy, we don't go around saying, "Guess what? I'm not sad. I'm so grateful that I'm not sad." But when we're sad, we're very acutely aware of the fact that we're not happy, because being sadness can only exist as a result of not being happy. Sadness is a negation of happiness. Now, I'm not talking about all the reasons why and all of the things that cause sadness. I'm not negating any of those things. I'm just trying to show you a really simple approach in life that is not complicated at all, but will actually move you forward. See, the thing is that in duality, everything that is true about who we are, which is happiness, love, beauty, transcendence, creation, all of those things that are true about us, in duality, have a polar opposite experience, don't they? And it's always a negative. And that's why I say duality is not a helpful state to be in. So to evolve out of it, to begin that process, we want to create our lives in such a way that we are emphasizing the happiness and de-emphasizing the pain, because the pain is what negates the happiness. I know this is overly simplified, but I want to give you the really simple core principle so that you can apply it anywhere in your life. So here's a really simple example when it comes to your body giving you signals. Let's say your body is tired all the time. Maybe you feel just exhausted. That would be a signal of pain or discomfort. So what can you do to decrease that signal and increase a signal of vitality? Maybe you need more sleep. Maybe you need to go to bed earlier. Maybe you need to take more frequent breaks during the day and not overwork yourself. And that's how you can start to coax your body into experiencing a better state that is at the higher end of a vibrational reality. Here's another example. Let's say you feel sad and discouraged. That would be a signal of pain. So what is causing that signal? Is it too much time on the internet and social media? Are you too wrapped up in the news? What is going on in your life that is amplifying that pain signal? Is it some relationship that you need to let go of? Maybe it's related to how you talk to yourself in your own mind. So what can you do to turn that signal down and begin amplifying something better? Now, Notice when I say turn that signal down, that does not mean repress the feeling. That's not helpful at all. What we're talking about is making a shift in whatever way you need to make a shift that will bring forth a natural experience of greater happiness. Now, all of these signals are frequencies. Pain is a discordant frequency. Happiness is a harmonious frequency. So you want to explore ways to take greater and greater command over the millions of frequencies that comprise your everyday experience of being alive. You want to learn how to calibrate these signals and bring them closer to what is good and happy in your life. It's kind of like turning a volume dial. Certain actions, beliefs, and thoughts amplify the volume of pain, and other actions amplify the volume of happiness. So basically what you're doing is you're navigating your experience of life in such a way that you are relying on these various signals that come from your body, your mind, your emotions, and your heart as guidance for what you can do to shift more and more on the side of what is really true for any human being, which is to be in a state of wholeness and happiness, without all of the negation that pain produces. So there are countless little things that we can be doing every day to move us closer to what is real and true for us as human creators. What I've just shared with you are examples of what we can do on a physical level of body, mind, and emotions. Just notice throughout the course of your day, what signals am I getting from my body, my mind, and emotions? And what are those signals telling me? What are they communicating to me in terms of a direction for me on my own personal, unique path of evolution? But now we also want to attend to our hearts. We want to stay close to the infinite nature of who we really are. And that is something we can do with meditation and inner contemplation. You can do it with prayer and even by enlisting the support of your angels. So everything I just shared is an example of how you can place yourself on a meaningful path of evolution where you are actually going somewhere. This is a far more rewarding path than falling prey to the shifting sands of failed spiritual stories and narratives that are never based on anything real. Scrolling through the internet, looking for the latest spiritual story to believe in is not evolution. It is not a spiritual path. It's a diversion. There is no such thing as codes being downloaded that allow you to coast into ascension through no effort of your own. See, you can connect with your real journey by first connecting with your actual life. This life is a gift. It is a treasure trove. It is amazing. So here's a simple thing you can do to begin on a true, actual journey of human evolution. Make a list of 3 things that you can change right now that will actually improve your experience. And they can be very tiny things. Anything at all, whatever you choose. What are 3 things I can do to move my experience into the zone of greater happiness, into the zone of greater peace, and into the zone of clearer thinking and greater intelligence? Because those are the zones of you as a human creator. So leave me a comment and share your thoughts. Do you feel that believing in stories and prophecies that never happen is an actual path? Or would you prefer a path where you actually experience change and transformation that you are in command of, that you are in control of, that you can be empowered by? Let me know your thoughts. I'm just curious what you guys think about this topic. The world is going to be changing in very dramatic ways the world that we actually live in, the physical world that we all share. I don't think this is a good time to be disassociating from the reality that we live in because you're believing in stories and fantasies in such a way that you will be caught completely off guard when these massive changes begin to occur. I think you will have a much better experience if you start now and get grounded in reality, grounded in your real life, grounded in your physical, mental, emotional, and heartfelt divine experience. Allow yourself to be whole as a being and start to evolve under the power of your own ability to command your life. And with that, I'm sending you all so much love, light, and high vibrational energy. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.